What exactly do you think is going on in simple terms that all of us can understand? I know this is a complex issue and there's many avenues we could pursue, but just in your idea, Dr. Christiane Northrup, what do you think is happening to not only people who have been vaccinated developing these problems, but now, as Dr. Sherry said, in people who are in close proximity to those who've been vaccinated? We've never seen this before. So what do you think is happening? And you're muted. You're muted.
Thank you. So I'm introducing myself first. I'm a board certified OBGYN physician, went to Dartmouth Medical School, did my residency at Tufts New England Medical Center in Boston. I was a clinical assistant professor of OBGYN for 25 years at the University of Vermont College of Medicine. I'm the author of 3 New York Times bestsellers, including this Bible of women's health called Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, loaded with peer-reviewed literature and my experience on the front lines of mind-body medicine when it comes to women. For many, many years, I was on the Oprah Winfrey Show 10 times. I did 8 highly successful public television specials, which raised millions of dollars for public television. In 2013, I was one of the Reader's Digest 100 Most Trusted People in America. And now, in 2021, I am one of the 12 disinformation dozen, along with Sherry, of those of us accused of 70% of the disinformation about vaccines on the internet, which is an astounding fall from grace until you understand who is determining what grace is. Having studied the menstrual cycle, our connection with creativity, our connection with the moon, I am rather horrified at what's been going on around this. Now, I already knew, this is a report here from LifeSite News, thousands of reports of menstrual irregularities and reproductive dysfunction following COVID vaccines. So the media has focused on blood clots, but then we had suddenly all of these women, and a friend of mine today literally sent me a picture of what came out of her body. She's a woman in her 30s. Entire decidual casts, they're called, meaning that the entire inside of the uterus just sloughs off. Decidua, meaning like deciduous trees that shed their leaves. The menstrual cycle is one of the indices of health. So we know that a regular menstrual cycle that's every 25 to 30 days is considered one of the ways that we determine a woman's health. And when suddenly you have thousands of people all over the world, many of whom have not been vaccinated but have been around those who have, we begin to wonder. Now, we already know that polysorbate 80, which is included in these shots, can adversely affect ovarian function. It has shut down ovarian function in rats. We also know that many, many women have become infertile as a result of the Gardasil vaccine, which I spoke out about in 2006 on the Oprah Winfrey Show. There are things called pheromones that are secreted by the apocrine sweat glands in the pubic area and under the armpits. Those regulate women's menstrual cycles. That's the pheromones are why we think women have periods at the same time when they're all living together in close proximity. There are so many things that affect the menstrual cycle, but the reports that we are getting are not only swelling of the genitals, erectile dysfunction in males, scrotum swelling, problems of this nature, breast irregularities, all of that. This is from the Yellow Card voluntary program in England, but we don't have any database right at this very moment, formal database for these abnormalities that are occurring when you're simply around someone who's had this shot. So my feeling on this is that there's some kind of a bioweapon, that the body is now secreting transmitting, as it were, as you said, Sherry, from somebody who's had the shot. Because here's what we know. This is not a normal immunization. It is, in fact, something that causes the body to make a synthetic protein against a SARS-CoV-2 spike protein. It is a synthetic protein that's never been seen, and the body begins to produce this as a factory. It doesn't shut off. I mean, I've had people say, well, you know, maybe in 2 weeks that will stop. There is no way this is going to stop, because it's made your body into a factory for a synthetic protein that's never been seen before, that theoretically can be in your saliva, urine, feces, sweat, seminal fluid, blood, flatus, maybe. And so when you're around a person, then I think this is coming out of their bodies and possibly adversely affecting the most delicate hormonal system. I mean, to get pregnant and stay pregnant is an enormously complex problem system. And we know that that spike protein antibody cross-reacts with what's called syncytin 1 and 2. And those are proteins absolutely essential for the placenta, for fertilization, for maintaining a pregnancy. We now have women who are miscarrying. They are unable to get pregnant. They're having heavy bleeding. We don't know why, but my feeling about this is that something is being produced by the body of a vaccinated person that is possibly adversely affecting others. And it is of great concern to me.
Thank you.